Hey, welcome everyone. I hope that you're having a fantastic day. It's a new year, it's a new format, and it's something new to bring a new realm of Bible study into your home for you and your family to unpack and enjoy this year. I'm excited for this format. This is something I've kind of been wanting to do for a while. I've actually built an entire studio in one of our upstairs Sunday school rooms that we don't really utilize or use. And so actually, I've kind of micro built it so it still can be used behind the camera. But for the most part, I'm excited because this is very different. This is very new to us as a church family, and I'm excited for what it means for us. This year, we're going to begin by studying the book of 1 Timothy together. And I love the book of 1 Timothy. It means so much to me in my ministry. I'm not trying to complain or try to compare my life to Timothy's in any way, but coming and pastoring in the midst of COVID was extremely difficult, and it led me to question every decision that I had to make, that I was going to make. But there's so much in the book of Timothy that I absolutely love and that I hope that we can unpack together. There was an advertisement that went out in a London newspaper that said, "Men wanted for a hazardous journey. Small wages, bitter cold, long months of complete darkness and isolation, constant danger, safe return not likely. Honor and glory and recognition if successful." You wouldn't think about it, but this advertisement had tons of people, thousands of men responding, wanting this job because there was a certain name attached to it. A man by the name of Sir Ernest Shackleton. You may not have any idea who that is, or you may know who that is, but his name alone gave weight to and credibility to his call. You know, if Jesus was to place an advertisement in our newspapers, what would it read? What would it be like? It might read something like this, as Warren Wiersbe would say. He said, "Men and women wanted for a difficult task. They help build my church. You will often be misunderstood, even by those who are working with you. You will even face constant attack from an invisible enemy. You may not see the results of your labor, and your full reward will not come until after your work is completed. It may cost you your home, your ambitions, and even your life." You know, despite the demands that Jesus would put forth in that advertisement, it's amazing how many people still respond to it. It's amazing how many of us would walk the road with Jesus knowing just what we get, just what we have, just what has been sacrificed for us. You know, Timothy was a young man, and Christ extended a call into Timothy's life to assist in ministry, and Timothy answered that call. What I love is we look through the book of 1 Timothy, and as we see all that Timothy endured and all that Paul wrote to encourage Timothy, there really is a great deal of saying just how much Christ meant to us through the cross. And it was because of that cross, as we see Timothy helping to build the church of Jesus, he was one of the Apostle Paul's special attendants, assistants. We see him along with Titus tackling some tough assignments in the churches that Paul had founded. You know, Paul often would remind Timothy that he was chosen for ministry. Can I encourage you today, wherever you are, whatever position that you might be in, whether you're a doctor, whether you're a school teacher, whether you're an accountant, whether you're a garbage man, whatever it might be, can I tell you today that you are chosen for an assignment? You were chosen for a field of work that is brought through the ministry of Jesus to bring forth to fruition with Jesus. You know, in spite of his calling and his close association to Paul, Timothy was easily discouraged. You know, one of the things when I was a business analyst in Nashville as I was here is, how many accounts are you working? Or how much time have you saved a company in their workflow? Or what's your ROI? What's your return on your investment? Timothy was quick to get discouraged. And I understand why. Because so often we look for encouragement in the wrong things. As a pastor, my encouragement comes not from how many people are in a pew on Sunday morning. I've learned to far beyond move past that. My encouragement comes from seeing the people understand what I'm preaching. To see the young kids, the teenagers of our church, be able to quote back to me exactly what I preached, that is so exciting to me. That encourages me because I know people are listening. So where are you looking for your encouragement today? As we study the book of 1 Timothy together, we're going to study a great deal. We're going to study about false teaching. We're going to study about a great deal. But what I want us to study together is how not to lose encouragement. How not to become discouraged in what we do. You see, Ephesus wasn't the easiest place to pastor a church. If you look at the city of Ephesus, there was a city that was devoted to the worship of Diana. See, now Diana was the patroness of sexual instinct. See, her images helped to promote sexual immorality. The church at Ephesus was based around this idea of sexual immorality. I'm sorry, not the church. The city of Ephesus was based around this idea of sexual immorality. And Paul had done a great work in Ephesus during his 3 years there. Paul spent 3 years ministering in Ephesus, and so they would devote all they had to work in this province of Ephesus. And you see, Paul wrote this letter in 1 Timothy to encourage Timothy, to explain how a local church should be managed, to enforce his own authority over everything. Paul explained the responsibilities of the church. As we get into 1 Timothy together, I'm excited to unpack a lot of these things. I'm excited to begin unpacking what this means for us. So I want to invite you to join us. As we release these, I'm going to try to release them once a week. And we're going to go through the book of 1 Timothy together, and we're going to study what it means to not lose our encouragement. So today, wherever you are, whatever situations that you find yourself in, do not lose encouragement. As we head into the new year, as we head into the beginnings, as we begin, no doubt, to establish these great New Year's resolutions that we'll probably keep for a week, do not lose your encouragement. Hope you have a fantastic day and a fantastic week. And I'm excited to kick off with chapter 1 next week.